Why not do something different? Take Russian at NFHS.
When you speak to a man in a language that he understands, it goes to his head. But if you speak in a language that he knows by heart, his native language, then it goes to his heart. It's different than Spanish, and everyone takes Spanish, so I decided to do something that's a lot different and has a lot. With Russian, there's a lot more opportunities for you. We have so many people who speak Spanish already, but you don't hear of a lot of people speaking Russian, so I think there's a lot more of a need for it.
I'm a native speaker. I was born and raised in Russia. So Russian was my first language, and English was my second one, and then I picked up French. I'm proud to be a Russian language teacher here at NFHS and to teach at Forsyth County. NFHS is one of 2 public schools in Georgia that offer Russian language. Russian language is considered critical language by the U.S. Department of Defense.
Earlier this year, we were lucky to have General Hodges, an Army 3-star general, retired, talk to our cadets about leadership and how the Army works. I got him to address the Russian threat, and he mentioned that at the end of the Cold War, we kind of regarded the Russians as maybe allies, so we backed off on training hundreds of linguists a year in Russian. Well, surprise, the Russians are back, the bear is out of hibernation, and now we need to beef the language schools up again. And coming from a former commander of all U.S. troops in Europe, to hear him talk about how important linguistic skills are, it just validates what many of us knew. Languages are important. If you're going to communicate with other countries, don't depend upon them to all take English. We need to understand their language as well.
I took Russian because I wanted to take a language that was different. Obviously it's different, quite different from the other languages offered at this high school, so I just took it to be different.
If I ever need to go to Russia or any Russian-speaking country, there's a short demand of people, or supply of people, and a big demand for people going out of the country.
Agencies seeing this incredible need of identifying that, yes, our students need to be globally competent, and we have a much better idea of what that looks like today. It's not just a nice phrase we say, hey, we want our students to be globally competent, but we know exactly what that means now.
A good percentage of our workforce is actually first-generation immigrants, and what I've seen is having that language skills, even if it's not the same language, it provides that cultural awareness in that, that a lot of employers are looking for.
What is next after Russian at NFHS? Just down the road, the University of North Georgia has a fantastic Russian language program. They offer a Russian major and minor, as well as a variety of courses, access to national scholarships, as well as study abroad programs in Latvia and Russia. With the Russian language, not only do you prepare yourself for a future career and become competitive for employment at the USDA, FBI, CIA, Department of Defense, Commerce, Energy, Labor, and more, but above all, Russian classes at NFHS are also fun. Every year, Mrs. Surin takes her students on field trips to Russian-speaking community centers where students interact with native speakers, read and play with the children, and also play pool and bingo with babushkas, Russian grandmothers. On the way back, we stop at the Buford Highway Farmers Market where students enjoy food from all over the world. Expand your horizons. Sign up for the Russian class at North Forsyth High School.